Algebra 2, section 5.2, we're doing sort of a continuation of algebra of the 5.1. So basically we're going to be graphing this time, but now we're looking for specific answers. Now, the answers, the solutions of a quadratic equation is where they hit the x-axis, okay, where it hits the x-axis. So wherever it hits the x, that's your answer. Those numbers make the equation true, all right? This one right here, if it hits it twice, you have two solutions. These are the basic, naturally, on average, you would have two solutions. One solution means that it hits it exactly on the vertex, so it only hits it once, so there's only one solution to it. All right, so it's its lowest point or the highest point, wherever it may be, but it hits it once. No solution means that it never hits the x-axis. Too low, too high, never hits the x-axis at all. So those are our three options. But other than that, all the steps are very similar to section 5.1, except we're looking for your one or two solution. So don't forget to write it down, pause it, do your vocabulary. Alright, so on this one, they basically want us to graph so that we can solve. So I'm going to set up a graph. Alright, in our chart. Oh, too big. We have our x, our equation, and our y. Okay, but remember that we have to figure out here what numbers to use, because there's not always the same numbers that we're using. And what equation do we use? We use the equation for the x-axis. Okay, the axis of symmetry. So the axis of symmetry is negative b over 2a. Do you remember that? So here, negative b, so b is this one right here, is minus negative 3 over 2 times the number in front, which is 1. Negative 3 is 3. Positive 3 over 2, which is 1.5. So we know that it's somewhere near 1.5. So I'm going to choose numbers around it. I'm going to choose numbers before it and numbers after it. I don't have to actually include this number. I'm not going to, because it's a decimal, and it's just easier for us to just use the numbers before and after. So I'm going to use 1 and 0, and then 2 and 3. Right? So let's plug this in. 0 squared minus 3 times 0 minus 4 would give us negative 4. Alright? 1 squared minus 3 times 1 minus 4. 1 squared is 1 minus 3 minus 4. So 1 minus 3 is negative 2 minus 4 is negative 6. Next we have 2 squared minus 3 times 2 minus 4, which gives us 4 minus 6 minus 4. So 4 minus 6 is negative 2, minus 4 is negative 6. 3 times 2 minus 3 times 3 minus 4 would give us 9 minus 9 minus 4. 9 minus 9 is 0, minus 4 would give us negative 4. So we have 0 hits negative 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's our first one. Then we have 1 at negative 6. Then we have 2 at negative 6. And then we have 3 at negative 4. So our graph looks like this. Okay? And our two solutions, now this is where it's very important. our two solutions, it should be here and here, but because I don't have any graphing paper, you can't see the exact solution. So it's very important that you do your homework on graphing paper. Alright? If you don't have any at home, you can actually print some out. Just find a picture of graphing paper and print it out. But this is very important to have it, unlike the other section where you're not really looking for a solution, but this one you have to get the exact point, because this right here are my answers. So it should be -2, -2 and 4. So my two answers are -2 and 4. So what that means is, if I were to plug in a -2 or a 4 in for the x's, it should give me a 0. That's what my solutions means. It means if I plug in -2 and 4 into my x's, okay, not together, different times, so -2, -2, I should get a 0. 4, 4, I should get a 0. So that's what the solutions are looking for. So go ahead and try this. Page 249, number 6, page 249, number 6, and see where you get. And then we will do your assignment in class.